Luton Town have signed Thelo Aasgard from Wigan for an undisclosed fee. And this is a transfer that gets me really excited. He's been on my radar for a long time, pretty much ever since he curled one in the top bins right in front of me at Kenilworth Road. And he was a young kid back then as well. And I thought, wow, what an impact, because he came on and Wigan completely turned that game against Luton Town. But the most interesting thing about Aasgard is his name. So Thelo is short for Thelonious, and this is actually a name I've pretty much never heard this name before. The only time I've heard it was one of the henchmen, one of Lord Farquaad's henchmen from Shrek, the one that punched the mirror to intimidate the magic mirror. That's pretty much the only time I've heard this name. His middle name is Gerard. Now, Thelo is from Liverpool. He's born to a Norwegian dad, a French mum, and he was born in Liverpool. And he was actually in the Liverpool Academy when he was younger, born in 2002, which was when Steven Gerrard was at the peak of his powers, I would say. And his middle name is Gerard, which is crazy. So either his parents are football fans or fans of Liverpool, or they're just fans of Peep Show. So that's an interesting one. It's certainly a very interesting name. And his last name, Aasgard, wow. Well, if he can change our season in a godlike manner, a Norse godlike manner, I'll be absolutely delighted.
We're not finished yet.
But enough about his name, let's talk about him. So he's been at Wigan for a long time. And I mentioned when he was coming on in that season in the Championship, when he was still young. He was 19 at the time. And he actually broke into the Wigan team from quite a young age. And he was mainly like an impact player, but he still chipped in with some goals. And these goals were absolutely spectacular. They were nearly always long ranges, cut in, bend it round into the top corner. And you know what? That is exactly what we need. He can play behind the striker. He can play either side of the striker. He can cut in from either flank and have a go. But he can also receive the ball in very tight spaces. And I know you can't really buy into watching YouTube compilations. This is a player I've seen with my own eyes, playing twice against Luton and the rare times the Wigan's on TV. He's impressed me. Both times he's played against Luton, both times he's scored, and they've been spectacular goals both time. And goals from midfield is something that we are really missing. Interestingly, when he broke into the Wigan team, he was coming into a team that was sort of being ravaged by administration. A lot of Wigan's hot prospects and star talents were being sold, the likes of Anthony Robinson. Essentially anything that wasn't nailed to the floor was out the door. And Cal Naismith, who we signed on loan yesterday, was actually one of the last assets that Wigan had that left. Interestingly, Cal Naismith left on a free. But anyway, Cal Naismith is now back, and Cal Naismith was a senior figure in the Wigan dressing room when Aasgard was coming through. So for one, that is very reassuring, the fact that Cal Naismith can put an arm around Aasgard and sort of welcome him to the team, get him settled in and make sure that he really hits the ground running. Contrary to the signing of Naismith, because Cal Naismith has only played 6 games and sort of been frozen out of the Bristol City team this season, we're signing a player in Aasgard who has played every single game this season for Wigan. So 1, we know he's match fit. 2, he's been a star performer for them. So hopefully he has that momentum, because football, as we've seen from our team this season, is all about confidence and momentum. When you've been on the receiving end of 3, 4s and 5s going in against you every week, you're going to struggle to pick yourself up from it, especially when that is topped off with a relegation. But now we have a player that, yes, Wigan are struggling to some extent, considering the size of their football club and the competition in League One, but we're picking up like essentially the star player from the Wigan team. And it's a position that we really need because we sort of don't have that service for the strikers. We don't have that person that can receive the ball in tight spaces and release a striker. We don't have that person that will take a shot. Now, I hear you all saying, wait, he sounds like a very sort of similar player to Jordan Clark. While Jordan Clark is a good player, pulling the trigger quickly is not in his skill set. He likes to beat a man and then he holds on to the ball for quite a while, whereas Aasgaard, he will see an opening and shoot straight away. And yes, we have seen Jordan Clark do that occasionally, but at the same time, compounded with the news that Tom Krause is expected to be recalled by Mainz and sent on loan to Bochum, essentially Jordan Clark's abilities will be needed elsewhere. Plus, now that we play with wide men in this new formation, the 4-3-3 or the 4-2-3-1 that Matt Bloomfield has brought in, Jordan Clark can also be reverted back to the winger position where he excelled at Accrington Stanley. It's just food for thought. I'm not the manager. I'm just a guy on YouTube with an opinion. But essentially, Jordan Clark can potentially revert back to the position where he made his name in the Football League. I'll read the press release that came out last night from Luton Town. Interestingly, I feel this was one that probably was expected to be announced today. However, he was papped down at Tesco's buying a meal deal, so in full Luton gear as well. So I guess the club, because they never really announced a signing that late into an evening, but the hand was forced because he wasn't in the Wigan starting lineup last night, and he was being spread all over Facebook and Twitter. So here we go. This is the press release from the club. Thelo Aasgard joins the Hatters. Goal-scoring attacking midfielder Thelo Aasgard has become the Hatters' latest signing of the January transfer window, joining for an undisclosed sum from Wigan Athletic. Highly rated Aasgard, 22, has scored 12 times in 31 appearances for the Latics this season, including 8 in his last 15. That's what I was saying. We need goals from midfield, don't we? After spending time in Liverpool's academy, Norway under-21 international Thelo joined Wigan in 2016, coming through the ranks at the Lancashire club. He made his Wigan debut as a 19-year-old in October 2020 and has since gone on to score 30 times in 163 appearances for the Latics, including a wonderful winner against us at Kenilworth Road in September 2022 and a brilliant volley in the two sides' FA Cup replay meeting later that season. In his first interview as a Luton player, our newest recruit told LTFC Plus, "It's been a joy to watch this club grow over the past few years, so I can't wait to be a part of it now. I've been at Wigan from a young age and I've had a lot of good memories here. So the next move had to be right, had to be special, and I feel this is the right place to be. I'm going to try and add goals from midfield and provide that creative spark and bring my teammates into play. I've been playing pretty much every minute of every game at Wigan, so I'm ready to go. I'm physically good and I can't wait to get started." Manager Matt Bloomfield has said, "We're excited to bring in Thelo to the Kenilworth Road. He's a player who always stood out in League One but has championship experience. He's a player who I've had my eye on from afar for a while. He's technically very good and can create and score goals. Thelo can play as a 10 but can play as an 8 or on the left, so he's adept at playing in a variety of positions. The board have been incredibly supportive in this process, and I'd like to thank them for making Thelo's signing a reality. He's a player who will immediately add quality to the group and also comes with lots of potential. So we're looking forward to see what he can do as a Luton player. Welcome to Luton Town, Thelo." And there's a lot to unpack here. So it was an undisclosed fee, and on social media, that was rumoured to be in the region of £3 million. However, local Wigan journalists have said that it was actually above £3 million, which I wouldn't be surprised. There was discussions when Thelo was signing his new contract at Wigan, and Wigan were in an absolute financial mess. Essentially, his agent wanted to put a £10 million release clause in there, or there was discussion of a very high release clause in there, and Wigan were prepared to just let him go for free. There's been quite a bit of interest in him from other championship clubs, Norwich, and as well as in the Premier League as well. I'd say he's a bit young for the Premier League, but he probably has the potential because remember, he's only 22 and he's already played so much football at the age of 22. There is so much more to come from him. I'd imagine if he impresses at the second tier regularly, then he could potentially get a call up to the full Norwegian men's team. Anything is possible, really. But don't get me wrong. While Aasgaard is a tremendous addition to the team right now and the squad, I still feel with Kraus reportedly on the way, pretty much he's gone, all but confirmed, and Naismith in, we still need 3 or 4 more players. I still think we need a choice of left back. I still think we need a central midfielder. Maybe we need another wide player, maybe, but Aasgaard can play that. And also, I mentioned Jordan Clark as well. He can contribute on the right wing. Chong's going to return on the left wing. Aasgaard can play on the left wing or in the middle behind the striker. And we need a striker. So I'd say 4 players. We need left back, central midfielder, possibly a wide man. And we definitely need a striker who's in form and up and running right now, because we are in a relegation battle. But as I said, he is definitely one that has taken my eye for a long time. He's one where I've seen him play. I've seen him score wonder goals. I'm like, why don't we do that? Scoring goals from outside the box. And I was very impressed with the way he changed that game at Kenilworth Road back in 2022. And remember, that was a team that was going for promotion. We were very good defensively that season, and shots from outside the box, like Ethan Horvath really did struggle with them, didn't he? But still, it was a wonderful goal, a wonderful strike, and I'm honestly very, very excited to see Aasgaard play for Luton Town. But let me know what your thoughts are about Thelo Aasgaard joining. Let me know your thoughts about Tom Kraus leaving Luton Town. Did we see the best of Tom Kraus? Are you happy that he's gone? Are you upset that he's gone because you thought he could have been useful in the relegation battle? Well, whatever your thoughts, let us know in the comments below this video. As always, remember to subscribe if you're not subscribed already. And most importantly, come on, you Hatters.